farts? We do. All right. Audio's about to kick off. I know, right? At this stage. What the hell? Okay, here we go. Audio's rolling, video's rolling. We count it down in 3, 2, 1.
Was he always wearing a hat?
He would put it on and switch into his persona of the Hat Man and preferred to be called the Hat Man.
So beautiful, it enhances any decor.
The Morning Stream. Ironic, isn't it? An archangel needs a monkey to get a vision from God.
Hello and welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello. Doing some stretches here. And do you ever notice like the old man I'm fixing my back stretch?
That's about it right there.
It starts to look like Mick Jagger at the beginning of the music video for Start Me Up. It's like,
maybe he was onto something about starting you up, you know?
My back!
My back!
Keith, would you please fix my back?
Where am I? I don't even know what I'm doing here.
I fell out of a coconut tree. I don't know.
I look 150, but I'm only 80. Well, welcome back to the show, everyone, if you're returning to it. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I would like to start things off today with, a couple of things. So here in Utah, we tend to get real weird when something that everyone else loves in other parts of the country, when they open here, we lose our effing minds. So when In-N-Out first came, and I know this is true of a lot of places. I think Denver kind of freaked
true
out.
of Denver too, yeah.
So we get In-N-Out was a big one, but the biggest one I ever saw that was the nuttiest was early 2000s when we got Krispy Kreme for the first time. And people lined up for months. It was ridiculous. Just stupid, dumb, ridiculous.
We had people camped out, at ours as well. At least spending the night overnight to be one of the first to get a red neon hot fresh donut, which
it
evaporates in your mouth in the first bite. It's not good.
Oh, I guess I haven't had that one. I've only had their like regular glazed potato-y ones.
That's the one. It's just like it's just nothing. It's like air with a coating of sugar on it.
They're like donuts if donuts were cotton candy. They just disappear.
If you take the dough out of the nuts, there's no dough. There's
no nuts, no nuts, no dough. But anyway, so that was a big deal. And then the more recent one was this Cane's near us. I think we talked about it on the show. That was just
Raising Cane's,
bonkers. Everybody was everywhere for that. And now that's kind of back with Post Malone's location. He opened up in Midtown, and everybody freaks out over there. But I thought I had seen it all until, unbeknownst to me, Jack in the Box opened here. Now, I'll be honest. I thought Jack in the Box was already here. I didn't know they weren't here.
I would have too. If you would have said, are there Jack in the Boxes in Utah? I would have said, of course there are. There have to be.
I was 100% sure there were. So when people were saying this, I'm like, wait a minute. I've been to these. And really what I'm thinking of is Vegas, California, Oregon once. Like I've been to plenty of Jacks in the Box.
That's how you would say it too. It's like AirPods Pro, not AirPods Pros.
Oh, right.
AirPod Pros. They're AirPods Pro.
AirPods Pro, because the pods are the pro part, and they're multiples, so it's the pods, not the pros.
There's a government. There's like a Secretary's Defense or something. There's one where it's like. I know this. Yes, it's something like that. That's like a Attorneys General. Thank you, High Court. Yes, Attorneys General. Yes.
Yeah, because there's more attorneys, not more general.
They're not generals.
Yeah.
They're attorneys general.
And there's no like even in that use case, like how is generals even? Yeah, this is good. This is good English. So
it's good English.
So Jack's in the Box is what they would be referred to.
Sure.
They've got their place, I suppose. I've never really had a good experience at one. Famously in Vegas, I saw a guy shooting up in a men's toilet. So I've seen some dark business happen there. And just never really thought much about it. It's just like, crappy food, whatever. It's another fast food place. That opened up, and everyone lost their minds. There's still, to this moment, I believe, there are people wrapped around blocks for this.
How long have they been open?
Just like a day or two or something. It just happened.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
And the video started flowing out, became a little viral, ended up on some national news. So a bunch of people have seen us freak out about this, but I cannot for the life of me figure out why we care that much about Jack in the Box. I don't get it. Because they're famous for just kind of being not great. The tacos are weirdly okay.
Yeah, mediocre. You know? I mean, they shut down. Was it here that somebody found like blood in the meat in the taco? Like the meat was so undercooked, it was actual blood.
Human blood?
Well, no, I think cow blood. I don't know. I guess you test it to see. Let's see. Hold on a second.
I mean, I don't want any blood, to be honest, but
box.
For some reason, cow blood sounds better than human blood. But I hope I'm right.
Yeah, 1993. Here it was. Oh God. Yeah. This was Seattle. Jack in the Box sued over tainted meat. The fast food chain was accused of serving tacos smeared with hepatitis-infected blood.
Ugh. So that is human blood then. Gross.
Ugh. Yes.
How did they? I guess they tested it to find out about that.
I guess they tested it. I have no idea, but I remember that was 1993, and that sunk the company. Like, should have sunk that company forever. Really?
Yeah, that should have been it.
That's a hard thing. Even I still have it in my mind. 30 years later, to think about blood infested or blood tainted meat. Blood infested. It's horrible.
Blood infestation.
But it makes me, it makes me reconsider. It's like, oh, well, there's a Taco Bell right by the Target. The only time I think I've been to that Taco Bell in the last 5 years was to do the is it too early for a fish sandwich drive-through bit that we did, because I did.
Oh, right.
Jack in the Box was one of those.
That was one of your deals.
Places I visited.
Do we know which one this right here came from? Let's see.
Hey, is it too early to get a fish sandwich?
Do you remember which one we capped there?
No, there's no way I could, because I said that same thing at all of them.
Yeah, it was exactly the same. How would you know?
Exactly. Like, that could have been any of the 4 or 5. What did we do? I did Burger King, McDonald's,
Jack in the Box,
Wendy's, Jack in the Box.
So it's
4?
4 total. Is that it? That was it?
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Or did I do an Arby's as well? Did I sneak an Arby's in there? No, I don't think I did.
Know. They have the meats, so you'd try. You'd think.
But do they have the fish meat that early? Is the question.
I don't know. But all I know is I'm not getting in line for this. Do not care.
No, I wouldn't
care. Yeah, what's the point? It's Jack in the Box. Seriously. And the other thing we're going to talk. If we get to it in the news, we'll talk about it. But there's a possibility of. So the state of Utah has put $500,000, $500,000 into this research project to see the viability of having a light rail passenger train from Salt Lake City to Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is super interesting to me because, I mean, when I go there, I'm just riding. I'm in the car.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we do it this way?
Does Kim do all the driving like when you drive to Vegas?
Hates when I drive. I'll do occasionally if she's super
I know you
tired.
do. I know you. The short little drives she drives because you'll fall asleep. I guess it's probably even worse on long drives like to Vegas. It's like,
oh yeah, no, short drives actually aren't a problem. But if I go more than 30 minutes, that's where I start getting really sleepy. I blame my parents. They drove me around to calm me down when I was a baby, and I swear that's what does it. But anyway,
it's just Scott in the car. You just need a little binky in the back seat, and
I'm just problematic. Road tripper when it comes to driving. I just am. So when people talk about self-driving cars or a light rail thing, I kind of perk up and go, ooh, I'll sleep anyways. I'll just sleep on that.
Oh, no kidding. I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I think I'd fly to Salt Lake City and take the train to Vegas just to be able to sleep on the train all the way to Vegas.
Just have this chill ride.
Train.
Plus,
I like a good train.
I like a good train too, and I really like that drive is beautiful. So if the train wouldn't be right along the highway, obviously, but it would cut through a bunch of those mountains and canyons and just a beautiful area. It would be amazing. So I'm kind of hoping they do it. I would love it if they did.
I'll say this: thinking about the length that thing has to be, how many miles that thing has to be, and how much work it is to do that. I'm going to go on the record here and say, I don't think we're going to see this in our lifetime, Scott.
I'm unfortunately with you there. I don't think they do it soon enough.
I don't think it doesn't happen, or I don't think it's finished by the time we're young enough to really enjoy it. Okay, maybe in our lifetimes, but they'll have to wheel us on there, and I don't know where I am.
Where's what Vegas train? What?
Do you remember the Star Trek hotel?
By the way, it's 5 hours, 45 minutes, or 421 miles. That is a lot of train track, 421 miles. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. You don't do that overnight. You don't do that in a year. So
No.
I don't know if that'll happen, but there's a bunch of talk about it. People are excited.
So they've got to carve. They've got to somehow go through that whole Arizona corner, mountainy, caverny region. That.
Oh yeah, right. How do you even do that?
Gerudo Village.
You have to cut a new. You'd have to cut a new hole, right? You'd have to cut a new.
You'd have to cut a new hole. That would almost have to be like tunnel business. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can just do it next to the road.
You can't like. It's got to just go right through. Straight.
Just cut a tunnel through there with a giant boring thing, and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, here we got a shout out to a listener who I just would like to. I haven't been able to check in, so I don't know what the status of things are this morning. But somebody wrote in and says, "Hey, Scott and Brian, I've been listening since about 2012, and I just wanted to ask for a shout out for my amazing wife Ashley, who is in labor right now. Now, as of yesterday, at like mid-afternoon, is when I got this." So she was in labor yesterday afternoon, and it has been most of the day. They're telling our daughter may not be born until tomorrow morning or a little later, so she could be still in the throes of it this very moment.
She could be still in labor right now as we record this. Jeez.
Yep. He says, she's the love of my life and such an amazing, caring person. She's extremely strong and still tough seeing her in pain like this. Anyway, I just wanted to shout out for the most important person in my life and our newest addition, Everleigh Maeve Healy. This is Michael Healy who sent this in. Everleigh is a beautiful name.
Or Everleigh, maybe.
Is it Everleigh?
Everleigh?
Lee? Either way. It's very nice.
Yeah, Janet Leigh pronounced it L-E-I, like Janet Leigh spelled L-E-I-G-H. Jeez Louise.
And also I wanted to say, I almost forgot when you said blood infestation. That sounds like one of the abilities for my necromancer in Diablo 4.
I was going to say it feels like an AoE.
Yeah. I need to put some points into blood infestation when I get home.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, thank you, Michael Healy, and I really hope Ashley's doing well and the baby's good, and you guys are, hopefully by now, you're all set and sitting there enjoying your little family, I hope. But yeah, we don't always give little top-of-the-show shout-outs, but that one deserved it, I believe.
True that.
Then
sure.
I got a fantastic phone call about the tallest buildings in the world, and this is based on our half-asses discussion this week. We had that whole section of tallest buildings. Remember that?
I do remember that, yes.
So here's the call. I'll just play it. If I can pull it up. There it is. This is about Dubai and some other stuff, and it's fascinating. Anyway, here you go.
Hey, Sergeant Board. Listening to TMS this morning, specifically the tallest building section of the half-asses, the current world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, was mentioned. Knowing that the basis of TMS is Brian and Poop Joke, I thought I'd combine the two of them for you as a fun fact. The tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, is not connected to Dubai's sewage system. Every day, a caravan of tanker trucks lines up at the base of the Burj to be filled with 7 tons of human waste to be trucked away. Quite the mental and olfactory image, I think. If you search YouTube for poop trucks, you'll find a few videos on this. Still love the show after all these years. Terry Z in Chicago.
All right. I love his vibe.
Oh, Terry Z. Man,
Yeah.
After emails and messages and that sort of thing, I think it might be the first time I've heard Terry Z's voice.
I think so, too. He's a mainstay on my Twitter feed. Just constant replies.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
So it feels cool to finally get one step closer to meeting Terry Z.
That's right. Holy cow. So they just haul the Burj poop.
Yep.
Burj poop out daily. Oh,
Can
my
you
God.
imagine that? That seems crazy to me. How do you have the most tallest building? Also, 7 tons. How many people must be on that building? That's crazy. And then also, what kind of money do you have? Is it, well, whatever. They have unending money in Dubai, so they can afford whatever.
Which makes it even crazier that, I mean, was it a... You can run a sewage line anywhere. Okay, if you have enough money, you could run a sewage line anywhere. And I feel like that the Burj Khalifa is not so far out in BFE that they couldn't run a sewage line there. That's insane.
Yeah, and the trucks themselves. Oh, here's video. This is cool. Holy moly! So let me put this in the
truck, Burj poop truck. It's something they really did not cover in the movie Entrapment with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
No, it didn't come up. It didn't come up in when
come up at all. Yeah.
Tom Cruise is swinging off of it in that Ghost Protocol deal or whatever the movie was called.
Oh, that's it, huh?
These are all the poop snake is just one big convoy of trucks, and their whole job is to show up every day and eliminate this waste from that giant building.
You'd almost think that they could run a train from the Burj Khalifa somewhere. If they can't do underground sewage and underground pipe, then why not? It just doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
This looks like the line to the taco or the Jack in the Box that I saw yesterday. Anyway, that's kind of a cool
and it's
thing.
filled with the same material.
Yeah. Same. It's just primordial version of the same thing.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
Anyway, thank you for that call. That's awesome. All right, Brian, you got an email. I want to hear about this.
I did. Yeah. So listener Steph, who was out here for a while, she worked here in Denver at the Canine Aqua, like basically have a treadmill for dogs that is submerged to help build their joints, build their strength and stuff. Our dog Ruby, we took there prior to when Steph worked there, but it was such a cool place. Anyway,
wait, they submerge them entirely, or do they give the dog? How does the dog breathe?
Their heads out of water.
Oh, their heads out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like a full submerged dog with like,
Pipe,
scuba gear.
like scuba gear.
All right, that makes sense now. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So she worked here, and we got to on her way out of town. Basically, the last couple days she was here, we finally had a chance to meet with her and went to a really good vegan place in the Highlands. Anyway, she wrote in, and she is now official. She says, as an official, licensed, and working, physical therapist, I can confirm that Brian's physical therapist heard my little toot.
Oh,
hope that
man.
helps. Ha ha ha. Signed Steph.
So that means they hear it all the time.
Yep.
You're not you're not only you're not unique in this way, but the physical therapists always hear it, right? That's always
hear it, and I'm sure she's just trained, or she's just figured out that the best thing to do is to not draw any attention to it, move along, to pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, I could see that. If I was working in there and that started happening a lot, what's the point of pointing anything out? Like, there's no value in it.
You're just going to embarrass the patient. So what's the point? Why do it? Why?
Yeah. Plus, it's just a natural human thing. It's all right.
It's a natural thing. It's only natural.
Yeah.
As Tim and Neil Finn saying.
Everybody farts, and if you don't fart, get looked at, because you're going to have problems.
Yeah, that is an issue. If you don't fart,
you'll die. You'll not. Rats don't fart, and that's why the rat poison kills them. I wonder what we'd eat that would kill. We go get one gordita or whatever and be dead by 4:00.
Right.
So
yes,
fart is good. Fart is your friend.
Fart is good. Let it out. Let it out. Better out than in, as Fat Bastard always said.
That's right. All right, I'm thinking Dunaway now. That's who's on my mind.
Yeah.
And also one of you guys got to call in and see if you're going to be on today's thing.
That's right. We need a contestant.
Also it's Tom's birthday, so when he gets here, we have to make a big deal out of it.
Okay. All right. Let's hide, and then when we call Tom, we'll all jump out, and you'll surprise.
Yeah, we got to make a big whoop out of it. But anyway, that's all coming up after this. But Brian's going to join the call. One of you is going to call in here too. If you want to be a part of Babel Royale, pop into the Discord and send me a DM. If you do that, live listeners, then you could be the winner and the participant today. And Dunaway's not answering, so that's good.
He's not answering. He's not in the feud game either. Has he forgotten that it's Wednesday? Did he get hit by the hump on Hump Day?
I don't know. I guess. Let's see. We'll try this again. I don't. I talked to him yesterday, but he didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about today's show, but he.
He says almost there, had a meeting.
Oh,
he's coming.
These effing meetings, man.
He's a coming.
I mean, this work thing he has.
That's right.
Freaking,
exactly.
What matters more to you, Brian? Putting food on the table, paying your mortgage, and taking care of your family, or hanging out with your friends?
Exactly. Come on now.
Pick a side. Pick a lane.
Is it work or us? Make your decision. Come on now.
Yeah, come on, man.
Don't rub your eyes, Scott. I saw that.
Oh, it's just over here. If I do it here, then it makes. See, I can make my eye move, and it sort of scratches it without touching it. See.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good.
See.
We learned so much, by the way, from Dr. Tolbert yesterday.
Oh my gosh, a knowledge bomb. He must. So he even said, "Can you tell I? What do you say? Can you tell I lecture on this all the time?"
Did I lecture exactly? Yes, and it was fascinating. Like the whole poop in the eye myth, thanks to Jason Segel and Knocked Up. He blew that myth out of the water. How contagious pink eye is.
Yeah, he says it's not nearly as contagious as everyone tells you it is. He says it's all based on like 1950s school thinking.
Yep.
And it just never went away. And there's all these like preconceptions about what pink eye is. Pink eye isn't even the condition. It's if you have a pink eye, it's a what do you say? He says not a condition.
It's your membrane over the eye that is getting inflamed or whatever.
Yeah, he says the Simpson.
I don't know. I can't be expected to remember any of this stuff, Scott.
That's what Discord's for. It's all a permanent record now. But he said it's like the symptom, not the actual thing that you have.
And Phoebe might have just given you a corneal abrasion as opposed to pink eye.
Yeah,
And
she's got the little Sharpie nails.
Bacterial stuff, exactly.
Yeah, that's what they do when they're little.
Baby nails are sharp.
Yeah, she's got scars on her own face from it. Exactly. So I don't know. I walked away from that film like I had been to a really important medical conference.
No kidding. Thank you for the TED Talk, Dr. Tolbert.
Dr. Tolbert, thank you so much. I'll gladly wait in this small room in a tiny little schmuck while I wait for you to come in here.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Dunaway still no answer, but it doesn't mean he's not running over. He might be barely making it.
I'll do a little update too on listener and former ANTP contestant Carrie McGinnis. She was part of season 1, if I remember correctly, and anyway, left in the mid-season of the competition.
Yeah.
She just got her Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Sociology.
Whoa.
Out in Chicagoland area. So congratulations going out to Carrie McGinnis for that.
Awesome. If Wendy ever, something should happen.
Right. We have a backup.
We got a backup plan for the old Therapy Thursday slot.
She is, mush potatoes. She is the Blazing Caribou Woman. That's exactly who she is. I've forgotten her.
She was
her,
great.
Podcast group or her. Yep.
Oh, I liked her a lot. That's awesome. That's a huge accomplishment. She was probably in the thick of that when you had her on, right? She was probably working on this.
Yep, she was. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that stuff overnight. According to Dunaway's status, by the way, on Discord, it says he's playing RetroArch is what it says, but that can't be right.
It's probably just on.
Yeah.
Just on in the background. 1 minute. He's here, he says. Call him. He's here.
Calling. He's picking up. He's
Rings
there.
Bringage. There he is.
There he is, right? Oh, this isn't loud. Hold on. Hey, look who it is. Brian Dunaway. Sorry, dude. I know you got meetings and stuff. I hope we didn't mess you up.
Hey, I am here. And they, it's one of the, usually I just like send a notice while I'm like in the meeting. And it's like, oh, it's running long. I better send a message. But they were all up in my face talking to me and expecting me to interface.
Yeah.
Like, what, are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me right now?
I have a game to play.
Yeah.
Right. I got to get out of here. Plus, it's lunchtime already. Why are we having a meeting at lunchtime?
Yeah, that seems crazy. Did they talk about that thing you and I talked about? I don't know if you can say
well, that's one of the things I want to talk about. So this is no secret. It's all in our company. So they're talking about moving to a 4-day 10-hour work week. And so I'm like integral into the survey part. So they're depending on me to make sure that all the answers that are being given are given in such a way that it makes sense. So that's the reason why I'm involved, and it's all a buzz at company. It's like, do you go to the 5-day 8-hour or the 4 10s?
Right.
And Tina does the 4 10s and she loves it.
Really?
Brian does 5 10s every week anyway. Because
well, that's not good. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, I work at work, 8 hours, and then I come home and I do another 2 hours either streaming or podcasting or whatever. And so all it means to me is that I'm still going to do 5 10s. It's going to be that 10 hours is all going to be on Friday. Sweet.
Yeah. No, I get that. Well, that's cool. So if you end up doing that, I mean, we'll talk. But does it mess you up for this thing, for the Monday, Wednesday?
No. Only when meetings happen.
Okay.
I mean, because this is only like a little 30-minute thing anyway. So I mean, I still get a little lunch. So that doesn't mess with this at all. This is my lunch break.
Oh, all right. I'm glad you. So no wonder you're so skinny. You don't eat. You just talk to us. That's how this.
I got no time for what you doing for lunch? Run my mouth.
Well, it's good to have you here, man. We're gonna dive right in and pull a listener in as well. This is Tech Drum Rock and Roll joining us. Hi, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, it's nice to have you. You were our lucky third caller today. It's nice to have you on. I don't think we've ever talked to you before. Is that right?
I don't think so either. Do you have a real name?
And actually, I've talked to Dunaway a little bit. I'm a drummer in the Greenville area, and I've invited him to a few shows.
Oh,
I
no
have
way.
indeed. I've talked several times. How's it going,
okay,
friend?
cool. Look at that.
It's good. It's good. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
was going to try to meet up this past year, and it just didn't work out. We had all kind of holiday stuff come up, and it was just no good. But maybe
And
this year.
we've got a new musical coming up in a few weeks. You'll be getting a message about very, very soon.
Oh, yes, please.
Nice.
Bring it on, because I hated missing last time. I like doing community stuff, and I missed that last year, and I missed the Asheville meetup for the tadpoles on this side. Trying to fix that this year. Trying to be more available.
Look at this,
Maybe
though.
those
Well, look
410s
what
will
we've
help.
done, though. We've inadvertently set up an Intermountain West versus South conference here.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
I just South Carolina.
That's right. Represent.
There you
All right. Well, let's get to it. We're going to play a game, and Tech Drum Rock and Roll is going to be maybe a winner of some cool prizes. Brian, how's this all work? You'll have to explain.
Sure. Well, it's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us, and it's their job to see how many of these answers they can suss out. Tech Drum Rock and
that's a
Roll.
new
Your
one.
job is your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you get a prize package that includes. Courtesy of listener Rodney Larson, who sent us a lot of the codes that we've been using here for the last couple weeks. Tap Tap Percussion. Okay, I know you're from that too. Soul Blight and the Amazing American Circus. Control your own Amazing American Circus and then eat the world with Soul Blight. All in one games package.
Wow. That's hell of a value there, right there.
That is a hell of a value.
Awesome. Well, let's play this
Very
thing.
good. All right, if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get
Always
to
ready.
this. Excellent. We asked 381 tadpoolers to give their best answer to this. What dead media format do you still hold dear? Brian Dunaway.
Wow.
What I still like the but what am I gonna say? Laser disc. No, just kidding, videotape.
Videotape.
Oh,
There you
man.
go.
What was that? All right, go
Show
ahead.
me videotapes.
Whatever.
All right, number 5.
Whatever. Scott Johnson, who goes, what was the question again?
That's what I'm saying. I always get so much heat for that. Today was like that. All right. So that I have
More
room here.
answers will beat it. Scott, what have you got?
So dead media formats. Let's go with beta.
Ooh, beta.
Like
even
Betamax.
better
Betamax.
than VHS. Yeah.
All right, show me Betamax. Is it going to beat VHS?
It's not even on
it
there.
didn't then and it didn't now. So
Damn.
Brian, you have Tech Drums Rock and Roll and you have control of the board. Tech Drums, what name can we call you? Do you have a better name we can call you?
I don't know if I have a better name, but my real name is Chris.
Oh,
Chris.
all right.
That's much easier.
Yeah,
I'm
much
gonna call
easier.
you. I'm just going to call you Chris. How's that?
That's
Oh, I like
creative.
it.
Very, very creative. I like it.
Yeah, look at that. So, Chris, what do you think? You know about the old tech. What do you think? What's our next guess for that? Do you have one, or do you want me to?
It probably depends on what dead means, but I think a lot of people like cassette tapes.
I agree. I think people still have a love for cassette tapes. I said VHS tapes. Let's go with cassette tapes. Yes.
Oh, look at this. What do I have right here?
You know what my daughter loves?
Brian? Oh,
Cassette tapes.
Oh, yeah, you
look,
got a
I have
VHS
little
tape. Yeah.
VHS tape right here.
Yeah. My daughter Carter thinks cassette tapes are amazing, and she keeps buying them, and I don't understand why. I don't.
Oh
get
my
it.
gosh, really?
Yeah.
Yes. What a fun medium to have 90 minutes of stuff they have to flip over halfway through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show me cassette tapes. Number
Yes.
two
Number 2.
answer on the board.
My last cassette tape I bought was Stranger Things, and I foolishly
sure.
bought it at FYE. That's not the foolish part. I foolishly put it into a cassette player in a car that had not seen a cassette probably in 20 years, and it immediately ate it. That
Yeah.
was dumb.
Yeah.
That was my bad.
no,
That was my
really?
bad. Yeah.
Did it play?
And I
But it
was
would
like,
still play in the upside down, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It ate it.
Here's the last cassette tape I bought right here.
Hold on, let me pull it up. We got video of you. Where is it? There it is. Oh, look at that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. That's awesome. That's perfect.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yep,
Why
before
wouldn't
I-
you get that?
great.
That's
I put
perfect.
this on my Zune and it's awesome.
That's really cool.
It's even got Star-Lord looking handwriting of all the song titles.
Aw.
Gotta love it.
That's great.
The song titles, when I was the last cassette tapes I used to want to listen to things like Beastie Boys and NWA.
Yes.
I would make dubs of them that said REO Speedwagon and Fleetwood Mac so my parents wouldn't know.
Smart.
That's
Smart.
great.
That's like labeling your folder of porn on your hard drive tax documents.
Yeah. That's
we
amazing.
labeled
dude.
ours nature. What are you talking about?
That's really good. That's my favorite thing.
natural.
That's my favorate thing I've heard all week. Thank you for sharing that. That's really
Right.
funny.
And so as long as you're talking about the Beastie Boys, we should put it on wax. What do you think?
I think, yeah. My only concern is that's not really dead, but I think, vinyl definitely.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think vinyl's the thing.
All right. Obviously, our opinions don't matter. It's what the Tadpool thinks is a dead media format. Does the Tadpool think that vinyl records are a dead media format? They sure do. Number 4 answer on the board.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of those over here as well.
I think that's a fair thing.
Yeah.
To call it. And even though it's not dead, it's having a new life. It's still, it died once at least. So
Right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with
Now I picked up a Zune yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 8 meg, the little slimmer one, the version 2. I picked one of those up at the thrift store for $1.
Did you really? Oh my God! Seriously?
$1?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's my favorite thing to do. I like going to the thrift store and finding these old music devices and then seeing what the morons were listening to.
Yeah, that irritates me because
they didn't clear off their music, right? So
They
you can
never
just
do.
listen to whatever is still on that Zune.
Yeah.
They never clear it off. I don't know what the story is.
But is
It's
it
fascinating.
is it a brown Zune? Done
Oh, of course it is.
The one,
It's
like the one I'm holding in my hand right here.
It's the
Is
right
that
Zune.
Absolutely.
The
It's,
brown Zune
it's
is the right Zune. There's no other Zune.
It's
It
the
is the
brown.
right is the correct Zune.
I
yes.
thought that was the new black. That's what they said anyway.
Yeah.
Brown is the new black. Let me squirt some music over to you.
Yep.
Right. What about black? Poor black. Why can't black just be the new black? Chris, I'm having trouble of thinking what could be number 1 if it's not vinyl in a dead media, but people still hold dear. Weird.
I think
what about
mostly
photos? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Physical photos would be a good one.
Right. What do you think? Like, so photos? Yeah, I think we should go with some print photos.
Okay. Printed film photography. Let's do it.
Am I being too vague? All right, let's do it.
No, you're not. You are not.
Right.
Show me printed film.
Oh, son of a butthole.
Somebody did. Let's see. 2 people.
Somebody?
said that,
That's
so,
it?
Yeah. Number 20 on the list was film photography, printed photos.
Wow. I'm a little surprised it's that low. I thought it would be higher.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess everyone's still just...
Shut up, vinyl revivalist. Says Brian's basement is one whole episode of Swedish death cleaning. Listen, it's not, okay? It's an entire series. It's an entire season of Swedish death cleaning.
Yeah, it's 24 episodes, too. It's the long one.
Like the old style full season.
Yeah. NYPD Blue in the old days. I'm going to go with laser disc.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I do have those. They're out of reach, but I could hold one up. Show me Laserdisc.
Ooh.
I knew it was going to be some good points. I was holding off on that one. Dadgum you.
Why hold off? Why not take
Yeah, get it
the...
now.
Because I thought how's photos not a dead meat, whatever.
Yeah. I still have the Star Wars original trilogy on Laserdisc, and it's the only place digitally you get the original dead Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost.
Well, there's certainly a dead
replaced
media.
by Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, I had the VHS version, but you're right. That's the only, I guess, digital version, right? That is still digital. Laserdisc.
Laserdisc is still digital for sure.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Hear me
it's
complain.
analog, right? But it's digital.
Well, it's analog read, but digital stored, isn't it? I don't know how.
I mean, it's not. You're not getting an image because a needle is going on the.
It's a laser needle.
Laser disc itself and
It's
dragging
a laser
through
needle.
it's laser. It's
It's got divots.
How is it not digital?
It's
Is
got
it not
divots.
digital? Let's see. Hold on.
How is
It's got
that,
little divots.
Because I'm with
it's
Ibid.
not-
I swore that laser
It reads it
Yeah.
from a disc.
Yeah, it's just instead of having a record needle, it just reads the divots.
Yeah,
with
it's
the
ones and zeros.
yeah.
That makes it digital, not analog.
Yeah, it's
Well,
definitely not
sorta.
analog, right? Yeah.
Analog would mean like light
It's
through
it's analog.
film.
Well, I think part of it's digital. I think the
okay.
CD part is kind of the music part.
So
maybe.
the right, it says the read mechanism is 780 nanometer wavelength semiconductor laser, and then the write mechanism laser on die, same write mechanism as recordable CDs and DVDs. Well, those are digital, so this has to be digital. Yeah. Brian was right. F all y'all. All right, where I got that right. What do I not get right next? Let's go with mini disc. the Sony mini disc.
Oh, sure.
That's nice.
Okay.
Brian has some of those too.
I do. I don't have one right by me. You guys actually have one closer to you than I have closer to me. But
mine's up on the wall. I can't reach it, but it's over there.
That's all right. All right. Show me mini disc.
Oh,
Number 9.
That was
Jeebus. More big points.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
bull.
Now I'm
That's
nervous.
bull hockey.
Now I'm nervous. Oh geez, am I going to run out here?
Unlike most optical disc standards, Laserdisc is not fully digital and requires the use of analog video signals.
Oh,
really?
So we're both right.
So it's not fully digital. Okay.
It's a little bit of both, I guess. All right, let's go with the 8-track tape.
Which is exactly what Dr. Calhoun has been shouting in the temple.
No one...
It's digital audio and not digital video.
Oh, well, he knows
guys.
stuff.
No one loved 8-track.
No one liked 8-track, but it still was a dead format, and people will...
It is a dead format.
You'll come up with it, so I'm going to say that. Let's say 8-track.
Cool. Oh my gosh, I still somewhere have the Abbey Road 8-track, and... You know, that long, like the entirety of side 2 is one big song, you know, going from She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, Mean Mr. Mustard, Carry That Weight, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes ka-chunk, like halfway through songs, in the middle of songs, ka-chunk to the next part of the song. And it's horrible thing.
Amazing.
Show me 8-track tapes.
Oh,
boo! Nobody's still holding those dear. Well, 8 people are. It was number 12 in the list was 8-track tapes.
When I was picking up that Zune, right next to it was one of those old console type record players, and it had the 8-track slot right in front of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I was looking.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, what do you think? What is number 1? It's got to be something super obvious, right?
The Tadpole was mentioning a couple that only would be correct if Third Eagle was answering a quiz, and that's Papyrus and Stone Tablets. But I would say, what about Reel to Reel?
Oh, Reel to Reel,
like real.
Like
Okay,
reel to reel tape.
yeah. We've got some audio files, maybe you think? Yeah, let's do some Reel to Reel, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Show me Reel to Reel. Reel to Reel, low on the list, 15.
Damn.
5 people said Reel to Reel.
Okay. I gotta get in the
Can't
tadpole
believe
brain
Scott's
here.
beating us with this. This is dumb.
I know. What the hell?
So dumb.
Really do something about this, would ya?
Media formats.
Media format.
Well, it's the whole deer
Format
part
of media.
I think it's the whole deer part that I gotta cue in on.
Yeah, me
here.
too. That's why I keep.
And even though you said photos,
you better not give me some kind of. You better not say but this one counts.
what's the thing? The Polaroid's probably included in that. I don't know. You probably can't tell me that, can you?
I can tell you that Polaroids would be included in film photography.
Okay, good.
Okay,
good.
So it's in that category.
It's a dead format, people.
Oh my gosh, what is another damn format?
I miss the days of the scat
zip disk
format.
The zip disk. I don't know.
All right.
I'm running out of stuff.
Is that your guess? Zip
Yeah,
discs?
I'm going with zip
All right.
disks.
All right. Show me those cute little blue zip discs. Again, I'm sure I have one of those around here somewhere as well. Show me zip discs. Number 8.
Jazz. I did see a jazz drive yesterday.
I think, zip and jazz drives. And
I almost picked up the jazz drive yesterday, but I was like, what the hell am I going to do?
Was that also $1?
7, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, you guys can still pull it out if Scott flubs here and you.
I haven't heard anybody say.
Yeah, you'll have to
miss them zip drives.
You'll have to sweep if you get
Or
this
Scott will have
back,
to
or
sweep
I'll
the
have to
board,
sweep
too.
one way or the other, which I will try to do now. I don't feel very confident, but I'll try. Okay, dead formats. Let's
Dead
go,
formats.
Scott. What do we got here? We got the. Would someone have said? Would someone have said Divx?
Oh, interesting.
But the problem is the whole deer part. No one holds it deer. Like, HD
Right.
TV and all that. The DivX format version thing, that sucked ass, but everybody thought it was going to be cool, and Blu-ray took over. So I'm going to say DivX because I have no other ideas.
Sure. All right. Show me Divx. Second strike. 1 strike left for
Chris,
each of you.
I'm seeing the chat. I'm seeing the chat was good. Chris, what do you say?
I was going to say, we're focusing on audio and video, but what about like a newspaper?
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, newspaper. That's perfect for this week. We're playing Paperboy on the Play Retro show.
Oh, are you really? That's a
Dead-
great game.
Paperboy and 720 skateboarding thing.
Oh, the skateboard game, 720. Nice.
They were both based on the same Atari board, and they both have the weirdest sound quality. That's the one thing I'm going to talk about tonight is how weird those games sound.
I can see some tadpoolers holding dearly with their death grip with the newspaper to the grave. I can see that.
Right.
We I think we talked about on this show recently, talking about going to I was talking with Hammond about it on Soundography. There's just something kind of nice sounding about moving somewhere where there's a little mom and pop coffee shop you go to every morning. You sit there, you read the newspaper, you chat with all the people who, maybe don't agree with you on every topic, but you don't care because there's only like 28 of you in the community, and who cares? And you learn about what happened yesterday in the week. Show me newspapers.
Oh, son of a! Come on, you kidding me? What are you gotta be kidding me? That was a great answer, Chris.
21st. I'm sorry, 21st on the list.
That's a bunch of BS.
Scott's got to run the board.
All right, let's see if I can do this.
Keep throwing out guesses, Dunaway.
I want to figure this out. All right. I feel like saying.
How is it that you guys still haven't figured out the number one answer?
That's what I don't understand. I can't imagine what it is. It's going to piss me off when you say it.
Well, I'm going to stay in the computer zone because we got a lot of computer heads, and I'm just going to say floppy drive, floppy disk.
Floppy disk.
I miss overhead projector, wherever that stuff is.
Transparencies.
Transparencies. Yeah. So
all right. Yep. Show me. Oh wait. Can I get you be more specific on floppy disks, Scott?
Really?
Kidding. Show me floppy disks.
I was gonna say.
You have to say 5 1/4. What do you got to say here?
3.5, 5 1/4.
Some people say 5 1/4, and some people say 3.5. And I did the right thing, and I just.
really missed the 5 1/4s, but screw those 3.5s.
My mom could never understand that the little hard 3.5-inch ones were still called floppy disks because they weren't floppy.
Oh God!
Even though they weren't floppy.
You ever seen there's a video of a guy like I think it's TikTok or something. He's doing the same thing. He rips open the hard outer shell and flops the thing in the camera. It's like, that's floppy.
Yeah.
So angry.
I would have given you such a hard time, Scott, if you guys wouldn't have gotten floppy disks, because a Core Daily from a couple days ago shows you holding deer on the thumbnail image, a floppy with Doom on it, I think.
Yeah, original Doom discs. I think it's Doom. It's disc 2. I don't have disc 1, so I don't know.
Disc 1. Oh no.
Can't install it.
Say CDs.
Well, the problem is CDs are still a thing, and I don't know if people would have thought of that.
All the rest of this shit is too.
Yeah.
Hey,
you can still buy floppy disk.
Yeah. I know that, I almost said game cartridges earlier, but I don't think that'll work because you still do that for the Switch. It's not unusual.
What about film? Because we was watching the Spider-Man movie and was like, why has it started yet? And they were all like, oh, the satellite hasn't uploaded it yet. I was like, huh, all right.
Yeah, cool. Right. You're gonna sit around and wait for that, eh?
Wait for the clouds to clear up. What's the problem here? Just show the movie.
Oh gosh.
Maybe, I wonder if books and magazines. I know we eliminated papers, but
right.
You should listen to Dunaway.
Dunaway has to stay. He's pretty smart.
I say you let him go.
Pretty smart fella.
Wait, say it again, Dunaway. What was your thing?
Oh, I said several, but I said CDs and film were the two I was bitching about. Film.
All right, let's say.
Good.
Don't listen to that one.
Oh, so CDs sound good.
Let's say CDs. I mean, that seems weird.
Oh, there we go.
Let's say CDs. That's fine. People still buy them, I guess. But
all right, show me CDs. Yeah, number one answer.
It's a good answer because honestly, some of the highest quality music you can hear is going to be on a CD, even better than what you're going to get on streaming. That's a downgrade from what we were getting on CDs.
Yeah, but it's still like you can go buy CDs, like.
Yeah,
but who does?
But they're not
right.
They're just not.
Sure, Grandpa, go buy some CDs.
But calling it a dead media format, I'm not. It's not us who's the problem. The listeners are dingbats because it's not. Dead.
No, but okay, what real dead media? I mean, totally dead, not being produced at all. How many would be on here? Like 2 things, like Oh, I miss the spindle records, the ones that were round, like they used to do, like the ones that were cylinders.
Well,
remember those?
Yeah, like a wax cylinder.
That
that's true. But nobody in here. Actually, I wonder if somebody would have said something wax. I may go with that, like wax cylinder.
I miss my gramophone.
Yeah, Thomas in the Tadpole says CDs aren't a dead format.
I agree with
Birthday
Tom.
boy and technology expert Tom
Merritt
agrees.
That's right.
Right.
Don't disagree with the guy on his
Show me where I
birthday.
put a CD in my 2023 car because
or
they ain't
in
no
my
place.
2023 computer. Really?
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
matter.
It's not like it's common, but I don't know. It's not dead. All right, let's go with microfish.
Ooh, or microfilm.
All right.
Microfish or film or any of that micro.
Sure. Microfiche. All right.
Sorry, Chris.
Show me.
That's all right.
Yeah. Show me microfiche.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Listen, I can only help you so much.
I know.
Is somebody going to say
only fair.
iPod and be pissed if they do stuff like that?
No, but
Okay,
man,
good.
what is the movie equivalent of compact discs?
Oh,
DVD, Blu-ray.
DVDs.
What?
Number 6 on the list.
But they still have these. Walmart's got a whole bucket full.
Oh,
of
there you
bundles.
go. That actually should answer the question. Because Walmart still has it. It must be a.
They have vinyls too. What's your point?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, number 7.
Like
What
you
is
can
it?
tell when a media format's dead because I stopped buying it. Like I've switched to only buying digital MCU movies, and those are the only things I buy. The only movies I buy are the MCU movies because I want the bonus content and stuff. But
True story.
I've stopped buying the DVDs and Blu-rays, surprisingly. So, and then finally number 7, Amy would like this one a lot. Books. Media format because people are getting your audible.com, your audiobooks.
Although
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have
digital.
thought of that.
I'm 100%
Magazines
sure.
feel a lot more endangered than books.
I agree. Yeah. That seems like an odd one for them to pick. You can still go buy books, no problem. They're everywhere.
Tom says, "Yeah, I have a problem with the definition of dead in this list. About half this list is still alive." And Tom, you're learning the difference between real life and the tadpole.
And the tadpole.
I just picked up an HD DVD player from the place this other day. Last week for my 360. For those 2 HD DVD movies I have that I've been wanting to throw away forever.
Let me guess. One of them is Batman Begins because everybody had that.
I'm trying to remember now. Is it like Armageddon and what the heck was it?
I remember Batman Begins was a huge deal.
It's probably Batman Begins or something or Spider-Man or something like that. If I had to guess,
I need to drive down to your thrift stores.
Dude,
I know. It sounds
totally.
like you've got a way better thrift store than any of the ones we have here. That's
badass.
You walked out of there with a Zune for $1. Give me a break.
$1, baby.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm heading down there tomorrow, buddy.
Do it.
Right,
Come on, Chris. We'll do it.
Every Goodwill right now has a Zune for $1 somewhere.
Don't go to
somewhere in it.
Goodwill. Don't go to Goodwill. They ship all the good stuff to like the corporate offices, and then they sell that stuff on eBay.
That's true. Actually.
Do they
That's where
really? I
got,
didn't know that.
That's where I got that little wind-up Fisher-Price record player was Goodwill, eBay. Yeah.
Brian,
and then they try to act all dodgy whenever I asked them if that was what was going on.
So where do you go to? Is it ARC where you're at?
No, there's a local place
called Thrift Store.
Yes, it's called Thrift Store. I'm not giving away my sources.
But
basically is for the homeless and people who are recovering drug addicts and stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's basically
nice.
set up for that.
Yeah.
So now one less of them is gonna get to listen to music on a Zune because you had to be kitschy.
He's got his dollar.
He's
got his dollar. What do you want from me?
Gimmicky dollar Zune.
Dollar Zune. Dollar General. Real quick, I was going to ask Brian Ibbett. I was going to tell you they took my $5 offer on the Casa Bonita thing. They took it.
Did they really? So I'm sure they did because I'm sure they have a box of those.
Yeah. So one of them's coming here. I'll have it in a couple of days, and I'll be happy to share it on the show.
Look for it in a thumbnail of a TMS coming soon.
Yep. Guaranteed.
Let's see. Going down the rest of this list, game cartridges was on the list. It was actually number 11, even though game cartridges still use them in the Switch.
Sure.
8-tracks we talked about. MP3 people say is a dead format.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever. You're all listening to this.
Is dead.
You're all listening to this right now in an MP3 format,
Yeah,
and
it's
even
true.
you live
Exactly.
listeners are listening to it with the same codec and the exact same bit rate. So don't give me this MP3s are dead bull crap.
You're not wrong. iPod number 14. So Brian, you were you're dreading the iPod. Adobe Flash. There, my friend.
Oh, now that's
a dead media
that
format.
is a true dead media. You have to literally bring a computer from the death to play that. Yes.
Adobe Flash.
Yep.
Betamax number 17, HD DVD number 18, Blu-ray separate from DVDs. SciQuest. I was trying to remember what a SciQuest drive was, but I
remember that.
I think I did have one at one time.
Yeah.
Blueprints.
Tiger handheld games. Those are dead format too.
Compact Flash. Firewire, not really a dead media format, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
Gramophone cylinder, kind of what you were talking about.
So
one person just says, I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered.
Oh, yeah, Microfiche was on the list, number 43, tied for one person said it.
Tied for one.
Microfiche.
Let's see. PSP discs.
Yeah.
Rupert Murdoch.
You had a
Sony Memory Stick Pro Duo.
Oh,
Only
true story.
One person said that, but you gotta.
That hurts.
Thing sucked.
You feel it.
It was a terrible format.
And then one person just responded, "What do you consider dead?" And I think that person might have been Tom Merritt. I think Tom might have.
He may have slipped that in last second. Who
He
knows?
wants a second survey just for him.
That's right, exactly.
Fun stuff, one way or the other. But the sad news is, here's the sad news, and I have music for this when this happens. It doesn't happen very often, but here it is. Well, that's not it. No, that's not it. That's it right there.
No.
But don't worry. There's always the future, and you were a real treat to have on, so my guess is we'll have you on again. How do you feel about your horrible loss?
Well, of course, I'm crushed and it's going to ruin the rest of my day, but I'll survive. You know, it'll be all right. I'm leaving in a couple hours to go to the beach, so I'll be all right.
Oh, well, then you're doing better than us.
You've beat us already.
Yeah.
You've won already.
Yeah. Who's the winner here? You.
Going away. I'm going. I play a show for 4th of July in North Myrtle Beach over the weekend. So we get on to do rehearsals for that, and so
Nice.
Well, that's good, man. Be safe down that way.
Cool.
Play Freebird. Whoop! I didn't mean to cut him off. That was
Play
an accident.
Freebird. He'll contact me later.
Yeah, he will. Hey, Dunaway, we'll contact you later too, because at 3:30 Mountain tonight, after I get off of the Daily Tech News show, you and I are doing a little show called Play Retro, and tonight's all about Paperboy and 720. These two Atari Board 2 machines that were the staple of my late junior high, early high school years. And
God, I love Paperboy so much, but I've heard from so many people they played it on the NES, which I think is a tragedy because personally, the arcade just decimates the NES version, in my opinion. But I get it, nostalgia. That's where you was at. That's
it
where
is
you
where
lived.
it is what it is. Wherever you played it, you played it. We'll talk about all those versions tonight. I'm excited about it. That'll be 3:30 Mountain Time here at frogpants.tv, or if you'd rather just listen to the podcast or check out the video archive or any of that, go check out frogpants.com/playretro, and all the links are there. Dunaway, have
Skate or die.
a really nice day. Bye now. All right. He's gone. We should do a song, and then when we come back, we'll have Tom Merritt here, and we'll probably have a comment or two about dead formats, and also whatever else is on his mind.
Sure, we will. Yes, exactly. And by the way, Dunaway, the right thing to do, by the way, would be to send Chris, aka Tech Drum Rock and Roll, your dollar Zune. That to apologize for failing him, you should send him your dollar Zune. Just saying.
Yeah.
Let's get to our song, our Indie in the Middle here. This is a band. Where are they from? These guys they're called Valley. Mickey Brandolino, Rob Laska, Kara James, and Alex DeMauro. There's an ease to music from Valley, the alt-pop project out of Canada, and discovering their music is like uncovering a hidden gem, says Consequence of Sound. I agree. This is some fun stuff, actually, and this is the brand new song from their new album, Lost in Translation. Here is Natural.
Soon after you dial the number you want, you will hear this tone. That's the ringing signal, an interrupted burring sound.
It depends on you.
And we're back. Who was that song? Beautifully rendered.
That song was a song called Natural by a band called Valley from their brand new album, Lost in Translation.
Nice. It's a good movie too. I'm sure it has nothing to do
It's
with
a
it.
very good movie, and at the end of their song, Bill Murray whispers something into Scarlett Johansson's ear, and we'll never know what it is.
Oh man, there's probably something dirty based on recent
I'm sure
events.
it was. Yeah.
Somebody asked, "Oh, you know, it's a shame. Scarlett Johansson's in the new Wes Anderson movie, but for the first time in 15 films, Bill Murray wasn't because he was sick.
Bill Murray isn't. No kidding.
Yeah, he was sick and had to drop out. So 15 movies in a row, and then bam, no Bill Murray in a Wes Anderson movie. Crazy.
It is crazy.
All right, Tom Merritt incoming, like a bat out of hell. This guy, just comes swooping in
like Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Oh, not that bat out of hell.
No, different bat.
The world of
different hell.
tomorrow will be as cold as sunlight tuned through photochromic windows. Come back to reality, Tom.
Oh, he's never left it.
Ooh,
honestly.
wow.
It is Tom Merritt, everybody, and he is joining us all the way from Los Angeles.
There goes
California.
gravity.
Mom Spaghetti. Hey, check it out. It's Tom Merritt, and you were in the chat for all of that. Give us what you think the official definition of a dead format is. Forgetting the Tadpole has their own ideas.
And it is not lost on me, Ibit, that the game is guess what people said. Not
Yes, right,
what's
exactly.
accurate.
Sure.
But y'all's definition of dead format needs some introspection. Because for me, a dead format is one nobody's using. Now, it's fair to say like CDs are dying. People aren't using them as much.
Sure.
They actually are having a little bit of a revival. I put a link to a Billboard story in there that like CD sales are rising. So they may be doing what vinyl did, where they sort of came back from their near-death experience. But near death isn't death. So to me, HD DVD, Betamax, those are dead because you can't even buy them anymore.
Right.
Certainly, if you buy them, you're buying them used on eBay as a novelty. You're not buying them at Target and Walmart.
They're not actively being manufactured by anybody.
You can buy cassettes at truck stops across the land.
That's true. Yeah. They're having
they're
a bit of a moment.
Cassettes, they're having a little moment.
Yeah,
too.
they're having a moment. I think they have a cool kind of, well, it's literally, the look of it is literally called cassette futurism, but this concept of multiple moving parts, almost gears, and seeing this stuff move around. There's something about that really inspires a younger generation to want to get that crap. And
maybe if no one is actively making new versions of them, like nobody's putting out VHS tapes, I don't think anymore. Maybe I'm wrong about that. There might be like a couple small companies, but
probably tongue in cheek, like Stranger Things on VHS, just
stuff like that. Maybe some small spaces, but I don't think they're making blank ones anymore.
Let's see. Well, I have good news, everyone. You can still buy Maxwell standard grade VHS blank 3-packs for $27 for a 3-pack. They'll overnight them. These are they must have. There's probably something where it's like,
it's only mostly dead.
Well, it's like exactly. It could also be, not necessarily for watching TV shows and movies that you've recorded, but there might also be security systems that still require VHS tapes to record.
Right, because they're the same reason that there's still Windows 98 out there in the world,
because there's these companies that can't, for whatever reason, their software is legacy and can't be upgraded.
Right. It's the reason IE6 lasted so long.
Speaking of a dead, that's not really a format, but a dead format. Well, anyway,
78 16s. That's a dead format.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw a 16 record or even knew it existed?
That's true. Even with the vinyl revival, I don't hear much about those. That's all the big stuff. So well, there you have it. I knew we'd get a definitive from Tom.
Thank goodness.
That's only half the reason we like having him on. The other half is he's already working on other tech stories that are in the here and now about lots of working, functioning formats. Tom, what's going on in the world of technology so we might learn more?
I figure we'd probably talk a little bit about the demise of Stitcher today on DTNS because, when you get podcasters together, how can they not talk about podcasting?
Yeah.
But before I talk about that, here, I got the Astro robot yesterday.
You did?
Oh, really? Astro, yeah.
Oh my gosh! So this is the Amazon robot, right? That does all your, walks around and has a camera and does all your shit for you. I don't know.
Well defined.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to even do the free trial of the Ring subscription. So interesting to see what it's good for, because I keep running into things of like, oh, well, for that you need the Ring subscription. Activate your free trial now, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. So there's things like it can just patrol the house. There's another thing that's called Alexa Guard that you have to have a separate thing activated, and I haven't investigated what that's about. But I'm like, what about if I don't want to sign up for a service? How good is this thing? Because I think it'd still be a legitimate product even if you have to sign up for a service. There's lots of things like that, right? But I'm curious if it's worthwhile for something else. So far I've had it map the house, so it just kind of rolled around and looked in the rooms. Then it had me give it a tour, where it would roll into a room and I would say, this is the studio, this is the master bedroom, this is the living room, so that it could put labels on everything. That part was kind of fun. It was just kind of rolling around on its own. This morning I made it come into the bedroom and read the weather to Eileen. And then when we were done, it just waited for a while. And then eventually, after like 5 minutes, it just took off and it went back and put itself on the charging dock. And then a few minutes later, I heard it get up and it came down the hall, went into my studio. And I remembered last night when I had brought it in the studio, it said, oh, I'll have to map this tomorrow at a later time. Like there was some glitch and it was finishing the map. And then it went back and I thought it had put itself back on the charger. But when I went and looked, it was sitting looking at the charger, not on the charger. And the screen said hanging out in the living room.
Oh, weird. Can you say things to it like you would to an Echo?
Okay. Yeah, you say Astro, that's its wake word, and then it will respond. And it's kind of like an Echo Show in a lot of ways, because it's got a big screen, touchscreen tablet as its face. Yeah. So it'll like do all the things Echo Show does. It can play videos on that. It can, read your flash briefing, all the things an Echo could do.
Okay. So it's like mobile Echo, really.
Yeah, at the very least, it's mobile Echo.
Okay, and the price on
this
thing?
But it also can recognize you, so I can say, "Go find Eileen," and we scanned our faces into it, so it can go and look until it sees her and go, "Oh, there she is."
Oh, that's cool! Wow,
yeah,
$1,500, $1,600, I guess.
Yeah, it's not worth the money at all. The only reason we justified the purchase for the show is that we're going to make a bunch of content out of it. So I'm going to have it for a few weeks, then I'm giving it to Roger, then he's going to give it to Sarah, she's going to give it to Joe, then I think we might send it up to Amos's house in Seattle.
Sure.
So yeah, we're gonna milk it for all it's worth. But for right now, it's kind of impressive. The thing just rolls around. It's mostly quiet, although when it kind of goes up off the rug, it makes a big clunk sound.
Oh, really? See, I wouldn't like that.
The dog is kind of afraid of it. We weren't sure if he was going to bark at it or just today he was like, yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that thing.
I have to say, from a design perspective, I like that the screen, they didn't try to make a dog face. They just have this screen that will pivot to you because it knows your face. It will come up and pivot toward you so you can use the thing. I think that's kind of useful. Instead of trying to go all anthropomorphic with animals or something, they said, let's just make this a more easy to use sort of thing.
Yeah.
The CNET video has it delivering drinks to this guy.
Yeah, there's a cup holder attachment you can put. It has a little bay in the back. Yeah. So that's one of those things that makes a great demo. But in reality, I'm not sure how useful it is, because you need a person on the other side to put it in there and go, take this to that person. And I'm like, how often is that really going to be more convenient than something else?
I'm curious about Roger's time with it, because he's got kids. They're not super little anymore, but it will be a good test of durability probably. And that sort of thing. And they're talking here about how it gets around cords, or if it gets snagged on something, it knows to slow down. That's cool. I mean, it's easy to dunk on stuff, especially because it's Amazon, but I don't know. I kind of like this stuff.
I set it up with some hurdles. We have rugs, so the rugs of various length and the hardwood floor. I left a sliding door partially open. So it would look like it could go through, even though it probably couldn't get over the lip into the porch. And it didn't. It looked, and it was like, oh yeah, I can't do that. I left a couple of doors partially open. One of them, it just didn't go into that room. Still hasn't. The other one was my studio, where it kind of looked in, and that's where it was like, oh, I can't map that room right now. So it's pretty good at being able to tell what's going on.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, the first of probably many of these devices, one would assume. What is there? Oh, these guys put a. Sorry, I just realized how they're getting footage. They put a GoPro on the back, and that's how they're doing it. I was thinking it came with that. It doesn't come with that.
It does have a camera on the front, and it can like periscope up. So one of the things you can do is remotely say like, hey, go into the living room, and it knows what the living room is because you've taught it that, and it can go in there, and then you can see what's going on. So unlike just a stationary security cam, you can send this thing to different places in your house.
Maybe one of these days, we've talked about this before, one of these days this stuff will get so good that we will no longer ridicule Rocky V for that robot they bought that kid. You know what I mean? Because they're getting close.
Maybe, yeah.
This isn't that close, but
I doubt it,
start.
though. I don't think we can ever stop ridiculing the stupid robot from Rocky V.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
I think it really looks like something out of Black Mirror.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe too. I just watched the new season, so I'm in the mood, and I'm totally getting that vibe out of this thing. You put some like serious music behind this view behind its head as it's moving through the house, and you got yourself a horror movie.
One of the reasons I want to see if it's useful without subscribing to Ring or adding it to another service is, by all accounts, everything is happening on device.
Yeah.
So it is only sending your voice messages after the wake word to the cloud for processing. Everything else is, images and everything are staying on device unless you ask for it to go to your app. But of course, if you connect it to one of their cloud services, then all bets are off, right? So I'm curious if it's useful within the more privacy protecting sphere that's outside of Ring.
Right. The good news is, if you're paranoid about these sort of things and don't trust these companies, you don't have to spend the $1,500 to get one. You can just avoid it and never have it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to trust anything.
No. You trust no one.
You cannot leave your house.
Yeah. You could. You know what's cheaper? Buy a bunch of tinfoil out of the roll and make a little hat out of it.
Astro entirely.
Make a hat for every room.
Yeah, and call it your Astro hat, and you're spent 15 cents? You're good. Well, anyway, we'll talk about this and much more, including the demise of Stitcher later today on the Daily Tech News Show, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Everybody should tune in and check it out if you haven't already. Tom, is there anything else happening that you would like to inform people of?
I know there is. What is it? Oh,
well, we didn't officially say happy birthday.
Oh, happy freaking birthday!
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. We did it on the show. We did it separately.
Years old.
Yeah. You look 20, so nice work.
There will be pie. So there's that's coming.
I'll be over in an hour.
Yeah.
Apparently there's 2 pies.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
What?
Yeah. I got up and Eileen's like, what do you want to do on your birthday? And I said, I want to eat pie. Can you go get me pie? And she's like, already taken care of. Me and Kristen ordered 2 of them. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They know you. They also know that you're a simple guy like us. You just pie's great. Give me pie.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Pie and a trip to the pub.
Yeah.
That'll make my birthday happy.
Your birthday.
So yeah. But the big thing that we're pushing is our effort to get Molly Wood on the show every month. She's going to be on Friday. We've had enough progress to get her on Friday, but we really, really want to get to that goal of 4,000. I made it 1,000 more. 4,000 paid patrons. So I know a bunch of you have already signed up or have been signed up for a long time. But if you haven't, and you like hearing me and Molly talk about tech, by all means, get in there. Patreon.com/DTNS. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Tom Merritt. Have a great day, and we'll see you a little later.
Enjoy the pie.
Yeah, enjoy the pie.
Will do.
All right, we're putting this the way it's supposed to go, and then remove him from the group, and it didn't reboot. All right.
Hey, yay.
We did it. All right, let's get Randy in here. Nicole is driving, unable to be with us today. However, Randy is not driving. He's at home.
Not. He did earlier, I'm sure, but he is not now.
Not now. Whoa, that didn't play like the way I wanted to do.
Well, what do you recommend?
All right, that music indicates that we're going to do Recommentals. We take stuff from streaming services and we share them with you because we think they're worthy of your time. And helping us do that today is one Randy Jordan. Hi, Randy.
Good morning stream. What a pleasure for you to have me. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here in Southern California.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
Do you miss Canada? How are you feeling about all that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Always.
Sure.
Always miss Canada. But,
Somebody in our community thought you were. They were all confused. They thought you were a Canadian, and they just had never heard it before. I'm like, no, he's lived there a couple times, vacations there quite a bit. His wife is from Canada, but Randy is not Canadian. He was born in Texas, yo.
Yeah, so I'm one of those weirdos who adopts a place after not enough time there.
Yeah.
But I'm just really I'm just really still hung up on the Tadpooley feud. I just want to say I would have gotten like 9 out of those 10. And the reason why is because I learned a long time ago to take the question that was asked of the Tadpool and simplify it as much as possible. So when you first said the question, in my brain I went, "Hey Tadpool, name an old media format."
Yeah.
And then boom, got him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a trick. That's a cool trick to everybody.
You figured out the Tadpool formula.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. It's mostly.
Yeah, I'm in the Tadpool. They're my people.
Yeah, they're good people. They're good people. All right. Well, excellent. Let's get straight to it. Brian, we're going to start with you as we always do. I got a clip here, but you'll have to set it up. I have no idea what we got.
I will set this up. This is a movie, a 2009 movie, and setting the stage. We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
All right. I got my flippy floppies on. Let's see what we got here.
Downey, want to give me a hand, please?
Well, actually, Victor, I'm a guest of the captain's, but yes, I will help you.
Victor, what was that back there at the harbor?
What?
Well, I asked Jess if she was all right, and you said no.
Well, you told me she was bringing a little boy along.
Yeah.
So when I was walking her from the harbor, I asked her where he was. Well, she couldn't remember. She just stared into space for like 20 seconds, and then she said he's at school.
So?
Well, it's Saturday. There ain't no school today.
Her son goes to a special needs school, and it's open every day. Be nice to her.
All right.
All right.
So, do you boys sunbathe together?
Sometimes.
The champagne's not great, but it is cold. Want some?
Thanks.
Okay, more for me.
Hey, how you feeling?
Sorry, I didn't realize how tired I was.
You apologize one more time, and I'm going to throw you overboard.
It sounds like Chris Pine.
It is not, but it's Liam Hemsworth, who's also kind of handsome. Yes, listening to a whole bunch of Australian people sound American right there. Every single person you heard there is an Australian or New Zealand actor, actress who is pulling off an American accent. This is a 2009 psychological horror film called Triangle. Not Triangle of Sadness, which also takes place on a boat, but this is Triangle. And this was recommended to me a while back as far as a time loop movie that takes things in a very different direction. And I couldn't agree more. This is I'll say it again. It's a time loop movie. It's basically if you combined Groundhog Day with a serial killer and a mind-bending situation, kind of like Primer, the time travel movie Primer that I really liked.
You're ticking all my boxes here. This sounds great.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of stuff that I'd like to say that would kind of give things away, but the primary thing is that you've got a time loop situation that adds a very unique characteristic that that you don't see in a lot of time loop movies, and in very few time loop movies. And I won't say what that is, because it's an incredible moment when you discover what it is. But you've got a bunch of kids on a boat. Bunch of kids. I mean, they're in their 20s. One of them is Melissa George, who you probably know from Alias, the British woman or Australian woman that was a rival of sorts. Even though she worked in the same agency, she was a rival of sorts to Sydney. She was also in Dark City as a sex worker.
Love Dark City.
She's been in a lot of things. She's great. I adore Melissa George.
Well, you weren't kidding, dude. Everybody in this, I'm just going down the list, but they're all Australian. Gosh dang.
How did I miss
all
this?
Australian.
I had no idea this exists.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
No idea.
I had no idea until somebody recommended, saying, hey, if you like, I think it was after I did my time loop. Oh, I haven't done a time loop episode of a Film Sack bonus. which is coming in August. Just a little preparation for that it's another genre that I want to talk about. And I will talk about this film a lot then.
Sure.
But you've got a bunch of 20-somethings on a boat. There's a boat mishap, and they're saved by seemingly a ghost ship. And it's the events that transpire on the ghost ship with a strange serial killer that give this movie its weight. It's a very dark Groundhog Day, like Groundhog Bad Day.
Yeah.
I always, whenever this subject comes up, I always think of 50 First Dates, because it's a movie that tries to make a time loop for only one person, and that person isn't actually technically in a time loop. They're just aging like everybody else, and they just don't know it. That one person, right?
50 First Dates is the reverse Groundhog Day, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah.
And I just always think about that, like, why there should be more movies that kind of like lean that direction, because it's very, very interesting. But go ahead.
You know, this is interesting, is this director also did Creep and Severance. These are movies that are not the ones you think they are. And then Triangle is another title that's been used 1,000 times. He's the director of titles that everyone uses. That's what he makes, is movies like that.
Right. It's not the same Severance, and it's not the same. It's not the
same.
The Gnarls Barkley or the TLC Creep or the Radiohead Creep. Or
he has this movie called Schindler's List, but it's not the one you're thinking.
It's not the one you think it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway, go into this with as little knowledge. Me saying time loop is about as far as I want to go into this. It is there's some blood, there's a significant amount of gore. It is a horror film, and it's available on Shudder, AMC Plus, and Peacock with ads. Although if you have free paid cock.
Paid cock, free cock. What? Well, there's paid cock, paid cock.
What do you call it? Paycock?
Paycock.
I guess.
I think it's paycock. Yeah, that's how you do it.
If you have paycock, then you just get an ad at the beginning and whatever.
Yeah.
Money cock.
Money cock.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
That's what we're looking.
Money cock.
Really, I want to hear from people who see this. And immediately, I want to know if you did what I do, and immediately go find someone who has diagrammed this movie out, because that's almost what you need.
It's that.
Did you find it? Did you like?
I did. Found.
Cool.
I found diagrams of which is great, and it's not a triangle as you might think, because you think that would be a really easy diagram for a movie called Triangle. It'd be a triangle.
Yeah, that'd be simple. Too simple.
Anyway, 2009's Triangle, starring Melissa George and very, very briefly Liam Hemsworth.
All right, yeah, he's way down on the list. I wondered why that was.
You get him. I mean, there's 7 people in the film, and so you see those 7 people a lot. But Melissa George is featured in so much of the film, because you're seeing all this through her eyes, that you don't get a lot of the other characters.
Well, if this week Brian was the Untold movie host, now let's roll over to the classics with Randy. Randy, what are we doing here? Set us up.
And next week you've just made me decide what I'm going to recommend next week. It's going to be a time loop movie that
nice.
I feel like everybody should rewatch every 4 years or so.
All right.
But right now
we're going 50 First Dates. Just kidding.
Right now we're gonna I don't know. We're going to talk about something that you should watch because it's extremely timely to do so, and you have a selection of things that you could watch in this timely fashion. This is the best one, and it's out there, and I hope you're gonna recognize it. I pulled what is either the best scene from the movie or the worst scene from the movie, depending on your perspective, I think. And I love this movie so much.
All right, here it is.
How will we recognize this Dr. Schneider when we see him?
I don't know. Maybe he'll know us.
Dr. Jones?
Yes.
I knew it was you. You have your father's eyes.
And my mother's ears. But the rest belongs to you.
Looks like the best parts have already been spoken for. Marcus Brody?
That's right.
Dr. Elsa Schneider.
How do you do?
The last time I saw your father, we were in the library. He was very close to tracking down the Knight's tomb. I've never seen him so excited. He was as giddy as a schoolboy.
Who, Tiller, the professor? He was never giddy, even when he was a schoolboy.
This clip belongs in a museum, Dad.
I agree. He was never giddy, even when he was a schoolboy. I love that.
Wow.
This movie, of course, this is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the third of the Raiders of the Lost Ark movies. In my opinion, better than the first two, which is, I mean, it's debatable. Everybody can have their thoughts.
No one will argue that it's better than 2, but I feel like you'll probably get some fight with 1, and it's a hard thing even for me to put 1 and 3.
I'm just glad 3 exists, right? Like 1 is a revelation. 2 is something I enjoy, but I know it's not as good as the other 2. And 3 is like, okay, we're okay. We're back to full form here. It's 4 where things get real rough. But
3, this movie, Last Crusade, it repeats a lot of things that you might have, not caught, or maybe that you would really enjoy seeing again, right? It's kind of like a Return of the Jedi, right? There's a bunch of things in there that are kind of repeats of the first movie, but in a way that really sets it in stone. This is what Indiana Jones is all about. And the movie Last Crusade starts with Indiana Jones as a kid, and it's River Phoenix, by the way, playing Indiana Jones, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
And like, there's just things like that.
Except for the whole, like, ooh, this is where his hat thing came from. Ooh, his why he's afraid of snakes. I hate that part.
The only complaint I have is that they retro every Indiana Jones thing into the space of a 5-minute, like, here's how he became the man we know, all of the little idiosyncrasies about Indiana Jones right in that first 5 minutes.
And see, I thought that too, and I disagree now because I just rewatched it. It doesn't actually have every little thing. It's actually kind of chill.
It's got his whip. It's got the snakes. It's got the hat,
whip, chin, snakes,
chin. What else? It does have a lot. Like
it has a lot.
It's a lot of fan service.
But you're saying that Indiana Jones is a bunch of, like, you just said a bunch of words. Like, but there's a lot more to this character.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
that's a fair point.
Could have been like, it could have included a young Sala or something, and it doesn't. It has,
fair enough. All right,
that could have been way worse. That would have been worse.
This first scene is chill. Anyway, it's such a great movie. And tomorrow we have Dial of Destiny coming in, and it's just like, it's the perfect time for you to watch an Indiana Jones something. And I'm recommending Last Crusade. And I don't know for sure because I haven't seen Dial of Destiny yet, but I think of the previous 4 movies, this one is the one that will inform Dial of Destiny the most for you. I think that's just don't know for sure, but it felt like the one that's the most grounded in the Indiana Jones universe.
Do you think that we get, because Sala's back, right? John Rhys Davies is back.
We saw him in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think he's ever going to say bad dates as like an ironic throwback? No? Okay. I was really hoping he might. So Dunaway, Ibbott, when you get back, you'll have to let us know how, if this movie tries to do any of that,
Sure,
like, remember all that shit from the 80s and 90s?
We're going to get, why does Sala say bad dates? Here's him as a child learning about bad dates, going on 50 bad dates.
Yeah, don't eat 50 bad dates. That's 50 dead monkeys if you do that.
That's right, exactly.
All right, you know what? By the way, go ahead.
I just looked, and the first IMAX showing here at the Spectrum tomorrow is at 3 p.m. and there's still a bunch of tickets available. What happened, man? 20 years ago, this would have been sold out for 6 weeks already.
Yeah, theater. It's weird now. I mean, they still clearly make a ton of money when they do. We've had 2 huge moneymakers this year already that were gigantic. But none of them are ever sold out.
But look at the evening show, Randy, and see if you get the same thing. Like, it might just be that 3 p.m. is a tough time for people to.
Well, and that's the other thing. Remember when we were growing up, or even in our 20s, 30s, it didn't feel like they were always midnight showings for premieres. It was never this 3 p.m. in the morning. They're doing it like Black Friday now, where it all starts early, and it's weird.
I don't know. I think there's. I don't really want to go. I would pay even more. And by the way, it's very expensive now. Like we talked about this on Film Sack many times. The prices do nothing but go up.
Yeah.
But it's really expensive now. I would still pay more. Like if you gave me like a $100 24-hour rental at home, would probably pay that because
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'd pay 40. I think 40 is where I'd stop. If it becomes, because I don't think, well, if Kim and I went, we're not going to spend. I don't know. It ends up creeping up to like 60 something, doesn't it? When you go to theaters anymore after you buy everything.
I pay $20 a month and go to the Alamo Draft House and see all the movies I want with people who like to see movies and shut up during them.
If they ever come here, I'm freaking doing it. I'm doing it. Because Brian's review has been, well, and you, Randy, you've talked about Alamo since you were in Texas.
I mean, you lived in Austin.
Yeah, I lived really close to the Alamo Draft House North for 5 years, and I was there twice a week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was your time. That was your moment. I would do this in a heartbeat. All right. Well, hopefully they come here. That'd be nice. And
watch Last Crusade. Seriously, watch Last Crusade.
Yeah, it's great. It's on
you haven't
Disney,
seen it in a long time. Watch it.
Disney Plus, you said? That's where it's at?
That's correct. Okay. Yeah, they have the whole collection there. I think they have Young Indiana Jones. It's
the Chronicles.
Yeah, whatever that is.
They own all that shit. They got a new series coming later. There's some talk of that. After this movie's done, they're going to do like a return to the Young Indiana Jones remakey kind of thing. I don't know what progress there is on that. Everything's up in the air with the strikes now, so who knows? But,
given how much comedy is in Indiana Jones movies, it's too bad that they can't go back in time and have Harrison Ford be in an animated series, like like a Lower Decks kind of series where you just steer into the comedy.
Yeah,
because. I mean, would have been so fun.
I wouldn't mind.
By the way, you'd recommended Lower Decks a while back, and I've got a second that the new season of Lower Decks, Randy, is just fantastic. It's so good.
Oh my God.
It's so good. Yeah.
Well, and you should watch some of it. And I guess the newer season, the latest season is the one to watch if you're prepping for Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. Right. The crossover, the bizarre crossover that I can't wait for.
Yeah. And I'll bet you they string us along all summer, by the way. I'll bet we don't get the Lower Decks crossover episode until like second to last.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that because Strange New Worlds is so good that let them do it. They're still giving me great content. I mean, I still haven't watched any of the new season, but I hear that there's an episode that really touched you.
Oh, the first one, the first one is amazing, and the second one, fantastic. Like they're firing on all cylinders. I'm like cringing, hoping that there isn't a letdown episode. Like this, like every one of them is like a feature film.
I loved the last season, so I'm all in on this. So can't wait to get caught up. I haven't seen it yet either, the new one, but the fact that they're bringing those characters in as the actual actors who do the voices is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Love it.
Awesome.
All right, let's get to my clip. This is a movie. It is on Hulu, and I have a complicated review. All right.
Ooh, oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So your complications ready.
Yep. So here we go. Sometimes when you deep dive, it takes you places you didn't expect. So that's kind of what happened here. Anyway, here it is.
And just like that, I became the burrito hustler of Wasti Elementary. Ever heard of a little thing called supply and demand? Man, Taco Bell didn't introduce the world of burritos. Me and my mama did. Well, at least that's what it felt like to me. I wasn't gonna let another day go by where Judy ate a sad sack lunch. My Jude wanted chocolate, and she was gonna get it.
All right, that is a clip from the narration part of his younger life in the movie Flamin' Hot, which is currently on Hulu. It's an original. It's also on Disney Plus, I believe. So they're all owned together, and I think they're in both.
Was or was not fully sponsored by Cheetos.
So here's where I'll get right to where I
talk
find,
about product placement.
Yeah, right.
Here's where I'll get to where I think things are complicated. It's not so much that it's about a brand, because that happens. Like the McDonald's one, the Founder movie is very good, and isn't even showing McDonald's in the best light. But you have these kind of things where you do a biography style movie, and the products all over the place. The new Nike thing that Brian saw recently, that kind of thing. This is one of those, and it is directed by none other than Eva Longoria, of all people.
Wait a minute, the person from the Housewives, was it Dangerous Housewives?
Deadly House,
Demented, something Housewives.
Dirty House. What was that
Dirty
called?
Housewives.
What was that called?
Wisteria Lane.
My old college buddy, she and I had several classes together.
Oh, really? You and Longoria?
You
hung
and
out?
Ava Longoria, really?
Wow.
Yeah, she was from Corpus Christi. I was from the Valley. We both went to Texas A&I.
Wow.
The same year.
There
we're,
you go.
we're the same age.
Yeah, you guys made out in a truck once, and
Absolutely not.
no,
Nope.
okay, no one to get that story out there.
Eva was very distant.
Yeah.
From people. She wasn't a people person back in college.
Well, she's
and also she's tiny. You couldn't see her.
Oh, yeah, a little tiny person. They all
she
are.
could hide behind a bush.
I don't know. No one in Hollywood's big, it turns out. Anyway, she's directed this, and that surprised me because I just didn't know she was directing. But this is about the story of this guy named Richard Montanez. I don't even say it right. And there's also a joke in the movie about how no one ever says it right. He is a guy who you hear about his life through this narration, and throughout his life, he's just kind of in and out of trouble. He sells drugs for a while, gets married, has some kids, tries to go straight. Things don't work out great. Ends up getting a job at the Frito-Lay plant as a janitor. And his claim is, and the part of this quote unquote true story is supposed to be that he is the one who came up with the idea for the Flamin' Hot version of all the snacks. So like Flamin' Hot Doritos, Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And that came at a time where they were getting killed by competition, and this is 90s, and they were struggling to make. They were closing plants, and people were getting fired and all this stuff. And he supposedly came in with this idea, ended up talking to the CEO of the company, played here by Monk. What's his name? Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub plays the head of the entire thing. Matt Walsh from Veep, really funny actor. In Veep, he has a mustache and is always really annoying. Julia Louis-Dreyfus in that show, and here he plays the plant runner or the plant manager, and he is great as always. Dennis Haysbert's in this. Are you in good hands? That guy.
I love that you're naming all the people who aren't Hispanic. What's going on?
Well, he's the only one that is.
Your Recommentals.
No, he's the only one that is. Although Tony Shalhoub plays somebody named Roger Enrico, who's also got ties in the Hispanic community, but lots of white actors in white roles, and Haysbert in a role that is interesting because he's a black guy in the 90s trying to get stuff done, and he's got his own version of what his glass ceiling is at this company. And anyway, the long and the short of it is, this is supposed to be the story of how he came up with the formula to spice up these snacks, and it changed the world, and they hired him to become a full-time exec at the company, and the rest is history. Now, that stuff's true, but it's a little apocryphal, it turns out, on his claim that he's the one that came up with the formula or even the idea. And there are a lot of counterclaims that, no, he didn't really do that. This was this other thing, and he just happened to be somewhere at the right time. And so there's some controversy around this movie that it's not as based on a true story as it claims to be based on. And so
it's definitely based on a true story.
It definitely is.
It doesn't stick to the true story as closely as it should.
There's a lot of legend inserted, according to other people. Now, he claims up and down that this is 100% how it went. Other people in his life are like, yeah, that's not really how it went. so there's some controversy about that around the movie, which does sometimes, when you see a movie like this, you hope that they've stuck all the bits together, right? And it works, it's as close to the truth as you can get in a film and still be entertaining. And, The Big Short's a good example of that. They do a really good job of illustrating what happened with the housing collapse, but they also code it with these other concepts that make it interesting and entertaining, but still stick to the core truth. And I don't know.
Super Pumped is another good one that does the history of Uber and Lyft, primarily Uber, and does a really good job with. Here's the pillars of the true story connected by some sensationalism.
And we want that, right? Like, there's no way The Wolf of Wall Street is very accurate, but we want the spectacle.
We want the entertainment.
Yeah, we want it to be a bit of a spectacle. And this one, I was hoping for. Because it's a very wholesome movie. Like, there's nothing about this that's going to offend anyone. It's kind-hearted in lots of ways, funny in some ways, maybe a little too Disney Plus and not enough Hulu. In terms of, it just feels a little saccharine in parts. But people like Jesse Garcia, who plays Richard, the main character, he's fantastic, really great in this. Tony Shalhoub is great in everything, so it's no shock that he's really good in this. Dennis Haysbert doing something I've never really seen him do before. He's usually some big shot in government, like President whatever on 24. I forgot his last name.
Palmer.
President Palmer in that. And Are You in Good Hands? It's just that voice.
Right. Yep.
he's amazing. They're all great. Everybody in this is really great. I just want people to know going into it, you're in for a fun, lighthearted, good time. Just know that don't go in there going, I'm about to watch a fully documented truth documentary.
Right. Sure.
Because you're probably not going to get it, and some of it's nebulous even still, and there's some controversy about the guy who told the story, and just know all that going in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, you'll still have a good time. In fact, you know what? Best thing to do, go in pretending this is completely made up. It's just a fiction.
And if you go into it like that, would your review be great? It's a great watch.
Yes. I would say this is a really good time.
Go into it without any sort of like expectation that what you're watching is factual.
Exactly. There you go. If I didn't know that, I wouldn't have any of these caveats to say, because, like I usually like watch a movie like, I don't know, Miracle, the hockey team one. I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I know in my heart of hearts, there's parts that are dramatized for dramatic sake. I know that, but I don't care. I just get swept up in the, the excitement of it and the feeling of it and the sort of the, I don't know, the emotion.
BioCal points out like it's closer to the Weird Al Yankovic movie than JFK as far as like the.
There you go. You know what? That's a good way of putting it.
JFK is the worst example imaginable.
I think Weird Al is the worst example. By worst I mean fantastic movie, but so far from the actual history of things.
But they know that, right? They lean into that it's not.
They lean into that. They do it intentionally.
Whereas JFK is like,
trying to be
serious about it. I don't know. And I love JFK, but I also go into that knowing most of this is hoax.
Fiction as well.
Yeah, but it's a good watch. So that's how this landed for me. I think people will enjoy it. It's a good family movie. So if you're just like, well, what can I sit around and watch with my 12-year-old and my mom and whatever, this is like one of those, and those are rare these days, I feel like. So yeah, it's out now on Hulu. That's where I watched it. I think it's on Disney Plus as well. Flamin' Hot.
I'm really happy for Eva. She's got, like she's now got things in the works. She's got a movie coming called 24/7 that was like written by Sarah Rothschild and appears to be starring Kerry Washington. And like on paper, it sounds like Oscar bait, and I'm all for it. Like, go Eva.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Your old classmate.
Her.
Yeah, your old make out in the closet partner. She's
not at
doing
all.
well.
Nope,
we're not with Randy Deluxe.
I'm telling you, the closest I ever got to Eva was like across a classroom.
Yeah,
like I say, she was at college to be a student.
But you told me that one time that she saw you in the gym, and that's where you got the Deluxe from. The Randy Deluxe came from when she saw you naked in the gym. Is that not true? Has this all been a lie that I've been told?
She was a cheerleader, and I think she was the head cheerleader by the time we were like in our 20s. Wow. I think at Texas A&I, cool. And she was the one that they would throw real high because she was so small. They could toss her like 50 feet in the air. And that was always weird to see. Oh, there's a little woman just flying up in the air.
Well, good on her. I didn't know she directed so much stuff. There's tons of stuff in here. Look at all this. I had no idea. TV shows, movies I've never heard of, but still, that's awesome. I love that. I love when actors are like, you know what? I'm not done. I got shit to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that'll do it for us this week. Brian put all these up on QuickTMS.li. QuickTMS.li. I forget which LI we're using. And that's up there now. So if you're trying to track these things, you got links like straight up to these movies.
Links and photos and all that stuff.
And we're about to watch a James Bond movie, boys.
Yeah.
We are.
Forgot which one.
I haven't watched it. I mean, obviously I've seen it before, but gonna watch it tonight. So
which one is it?
Tonight. Okay.
Which one?
Tonight, because I've got Indiana Jones tomorrow night and a birthday party Friday night. Gotcha. So that's gonna wipe my mind.
I may watch it tonight too. It's Thunderball, Scott.
Thunderball. Okay.
Thunderball.
I've never seen Thunderballs. Be my first watch. So
okay, sweet.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're gonna go under the sea.
That's the one they remade for Never Say Never Again.
Wait, does Thunderball have the guy with the webbed fingers and feet? The bad guy?
No, that's
because I've seen
that one we've already watched. I thought that was
that Dr. No?
Is that Dr. No? I think it is Dr. No.
I don't remember. I just remember as a kid being freaked out by webbed finger feet.
You're talking about Carl Stromberg.
Yeah.
Movie is it?
Loved Me?
Spy Who Loved Me, was it? No, not Spy Who Loved Me.
Carl Stromberg.
There was water in that, though.
They spent a lot of time underwater in The Spy Who Loved Me, but I don't think the main guy had.
Yeah, it's The Spy Who Loved Me. It's The Spy Who Loved Me.
Is it?
Loved Me? Okay.
Yes.
He had webbed fingers and feet?
Yes.
Maybe not feet. Maybe only thinking of fingers.
Yep. And his lab is called Atlantis.
It should be called
right. Yes.
webbed.com.
With great water slides and everything. I love that lab.
We'll get there, buddy.
He expects you to die. Yeah,
we're on our way. We still have to finish Connery before we can get to.
We got to finish Connery, and we got to finish some Australian underwear model.
That's right.
That's right.
Get him out of there. Well, there you have it. Randy Jordan, aka Randy Deluxe. You can find him under that name everywhere you go. Randy, have a fantastic week.
Well, one more thing.
Yeah. What do you got? Nothing else? You just kidding? Bye. All right.
Bye.
Okay, he's out. He's out of the picture there, and now we conclude things.
I already even have my opening song for this film sack, and I haven't even watched the film yet, but I already know what song parody I'm going to do. So be prepared, folks, to mute the first 5 minutes of film sack this weekend.
Whatever. Everyone loves these new little songs you're doing. It's your new thing. Like, I feel like everybody's got their thing. Randy's got his list of 3 things. You've got a song now.
Brian's got his
weird
dump of.
The thing that nobody can do,
hilarious.
nobody feels like they can duplicate what Dunaway does, and so now you've all got your unique little deal. It's amazing. It only took us 12 years to get it.
I don't have to rely on that Bob Newhart one side of a phone call trope.
No.
You say you've got a Thunderball. Is it? What is a Thunderball?
It's always there if you need a fallback. But yeah, I love the song.
Can always go back to it.
Yeah, always go back to what you know. All right, that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank all our new patrons here lately. You guys have really stepped up in the month of June. We really appreciate it. If you want to understand why that's a cool thing, I in fact just put art up for the coming month. I'm so excited to send it out. This is a piece I did about. Well, it's basically just a sci-fi thing. I'm just really proud of the art, and my favorite thing is I get to send it out to you via this method. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about our Patreon. It's one of the levels. You can get free art in the mail. I know. Like stuff you can hang on your wall and collect them all, that kind of thing. But there's other reasons. No commercials ever. Pre-show content every day. Couch parties on the weekend and play dates. We're doing one of those tomorrow, or Friday, rather. So look forward to that. Art in the mail I mentioned, and other great monthly benefits. You can learn all about it at patreon.com/TMS. Hey, Brian, let's get out of here with a big, fat, hairy, sweaty song.
Ooh, how about, and appropriately, that's going out to Furry Viking.
Oh, geez.
All right. Hey, Suds and Bubbles. Brian, I have a request that can be used whenever you need to fill a space, which just happens to be Wednesday, June 28th, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
TMS has become one of my go-to sources for new things to enjoy. Music, movies, go watch Triangle, TV shows, games, etc. On episode 2448, I got introduced to Con Brio and fell down a rabbit hole. I really dig their bluesy soul rock vibe. Yes, I'm so glad you enjoyed that. That was a great indie in the middle. Love Con Brio. Their lead singer, Sarah Clark, has a voice that gives me goosebumps. They did a cover of Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana that is a fantastic rendition of the song. Thank you for the content and recommendations. Keep doing what you do, and I'll keep the Patreon sub active to support it. Cheers, Furry Viking.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at that. I didn't realize we had somebody backing up the mention of Patreon like that.
No, it's perfect. We wish we could do that every day. Be like that, everybody.
Be like Furry Viking, why don't you?
Yeah.
All right, so this is from a single they released in 2018. It is Con Brio, which is Spanish for with brio. Here is their rendition of Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box.
Get more at frogpants.com.
Snoopy poop dog.
Oh, found it, by the way.
Found it.
Yeah.
That's right.